I'm Angie, and I recently turned 50, and I never thought I'd be posting videos to YouTube. I actually thought YouTube was just for cute kitten videos or for porn.
1 year, 365 opportunities. Wow, I love that. Oh wow, it's like the material of a sofa. How warm for winter. That's really kind of nice and romantic. With your honey in front of the fire. Ah, the way life should be, but never is.
Got up this morning and finally got in and turned on my computer and pulled up YouTube. And guess who was on there? It was Lana from Lana, Indiana.
I just want something cheerful. I just want happy things right now. That is pretty. That's not cheerful. Is that cheerful? No, that's not cheerful. That's just strange.
Hi everybody. Okay, so I'm back to do the Brigitte Bardot hair tutorial that Lisa from Lisa D1 had requested.
I'm so happy to see you today, and thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi. I hope you had a great week. I had a really good week. I got a lot accomplished this week, which for me, that's kind of unusual in the winter because I just, I kind of lose my mojo in January. It's so dark and cold, and it's my birthday month, and I don't know, but I made some lists and I kept to the list and I got a lot of stuff done that I wanted to get done, so I was really proud of that. So I had a good week, especially compared to last week. No wine this week. I wanted to do a few things today. I wanted to give you kind of a little bit of a life update, and I wanted to draw the winners for my giveaway. I'm excited about that because it's such a good vitamin C serum. And the biggest thing I wanted to do was I wanted to go back in time with all of you to 2010, 2011 when I first started watching YouTube. And I wanted to share with you who I was watching, why I was watching them, and the best advice or tips that they gave me. One of the reasons I was on YouTube in 2011, 2010 was because I wanted to look my best, but I also wanted to look younger. I was right in the middle of one of the biggest music projects that I had ever embarked upon. I was doing a record with some people I respected from all over the United States, and after the record was released, I was going to go on tour, and I didn't want to look 55. I wanted to look my best, so I turned to YouTube. And lo and behold, there were some amazing people on YouTube that I found right away. And the very first person that I started watching was Tammy. And Tammy had a channel called Uppy Beads. And she's still on YouTube. I know you all know who she is. If you don't, I will link her channel. One of the first things that I learned from Tammy is no matter how beautiful your makeup, if your skin isn't good, if you haven't been working on your skincare, your makeup won't be able to cover that up. Learn everything you can about taking care of your skin. Learn what your issues are and then go after those ingredients that are going to address those issues. I remember Tammy did a video on facial oils years and years ago before they got to be the new hot thing on the block. And she would just go over and talk about facial oils and how each one did a certain thing. And it made a huge impression on me. And another thing is she pulled out a drawer in one of her videos, and it was just full of like hundreds of serums and lotions and creams. And she kind of looked into the camera a little sheepishly. And she said, I know, you think it's a lot, that it's a lot for me to have and a lot of money for me to spend. But remember, skincare is my joy and skincare is my passion. And to this day, I remember that. And I think it's the most beautiful way to describe what we love to do. It isn't that we're so obsessed with ourselves. It's our passion. It's our passion. Like some people like to go fishing and some people like fast cars, and we love the science of skincare. Well, way back then, the next creator that influenced me so much was named Donna Shorts. And Donna, I wish I could list her channel, but she no longer has a channel. But if you ever saw a video from Donna, you would never ever forget her. She was a professional makeup artist and stylist in the 80s and the 90s, but maybe even beyond. But Donna taught me a couple things that I still live each day. The number one thing that Donna taught me was never be afraid to reinvent yourself. And, you know, as she was getting older, she wanted to change the shape of her eyebrows. And she just didn't, like, experiment a little bit. I mean, it was so cute. She took a picture of Marilyn Monroe and then just meticulously, like, drew out the arch of Marilyn's eyebrows. And then slowly, over you know, weeks and weeks of time, just grew her eyebrows out in a different way and reinvented the whole way her eyes looked. I mean, she would do these amazing things like that I don't know, I mean, I just always thought, well, you know, you just you play the hand that you're dealt, and there isn't much else you can do about it. But what Donna taught me is you could always reinvent how you do your lips, how the shape of your eyebrows, the shape of your contour, the shade of your makeup. I mean, she was just so adventurous that way. And she would always use a very bold lip and a very underdefined eye. And she would call it like, I'm going to have no shadow days. And the look was just, it was powerful. You know, the next creator that I used to watch all those years ago is, of course, Angie from Hot and Flashy. In fact, I think she still has the same theme song as she had back in, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that. But thinking back to those simple days when I first started watching Angie, I think the two things that she really taught me is when it comes to skincare, have a routine at night and in the morning that you love. Have confidence in your products and, you know, kind of have a lot of joy in waking up in the morning and using your vitamin C. And she made it look fun. She made her night routine look fun, and she made her morning routine look fun. And she took the camera right into the bathroom and let us see what she was doing. And back then, people weren't doing that. I mean, she was awesome. Another creator back then that I watched all the time was named Patty Rockstar Mom, and I will list her channel below. She is still making videos, and I'm sure you all know who she is, but if you don't, I've listed her below. But Patty would do these amazing videos from her home in Arkansas, and it would be on skincare and makeup and hair, and it wasn't just one location she would do her videos from. She'd be in her kitchen or on the deck or in the woods or driving in the car. I mean, she was a pioneer. She truly was. And she blew me away. And she taught me a couple of things, a big one and a little one. And let me start out with the little one first. And it was makeup. It was makeup application. And she would do a lot of foundation videos, and she and I had kind of similar skin. And she taught me that when you take your foundation and everything is on, go ahead and take your brush and buff some more, and then kind of buff, and not just buff, but almost polish. And later I would pick up this trick also from Wayne Goss. And what happens when you do all that buffing and blending is, when you are in front of a camera or you are having your picture taken, it's like you've been airbrushed. So that was one of the best tips I think I ever got, and I got it from Patty. And the other tip that I carry, with me to this day is that it's not just one thing. Walking into a room and looking your best isn't just one thing. It's not just your hair. It's not your eyebrows. It's not your lipstick. It's who you are. It's your kindness. It's your lust for life. It's everything. The last creator that I want to talk about that I watched all those years ago is Mr. Wayne Goss. And I could not wait to watch every single video that he uploaded. And that was, this was early Wayne, before his brushes, he was just so charming. He's still charming, he's still wonderful, but whenever you go back and look at a creator's their first year on YouTube, it's so charming. There are definitely some tips that Wayne has suggested that don't work for me at all. One comes to mind, like powder your skin first and then put your foundation over the powder. That didn't work for me. That was like a disaster. But some of his other tips and suggestions have been genius for me. And the first one I wanted to talk about is how he has suggested that we hide our under eye bags or under eye circles. And I thought that was just genius when I saw that you just don't slather on a lot of concealer underneath your eye, but you target the shadow, the line in which and you can feel the end of that ridge, and then you just go over that with a concealer, and voila. Maybe they're not completely gone, the under eye bag, but they are much diminished. And the other two tips for me were so important, and especially if you want to have a natural look in the summer. Wayne Goss gave me the best tip I ever got, and that is go ahead, put your primer on, put your foundation on lightly with a light beauty blender, and then spritz your face with rose water. And then another layer of foundation so you can get a little bit more coverage, but you still want it to look natural, so go ahead and spritz again with a little bit more rose water. And he actually did that 3 times, and then he showed close up how beautiful that coverage was. It was full coverage foundation application, but because he used the rose water in between, it looked like natural. It looked beautiful. So if you're going to meet your friends at the beach and you don't want to look like you're all caked up with makeup, that is a wonderful tip. And I use it every summer. But my very favorite Wayne Goss tip for me personally was, and I think, if you're over 50, you'll kind of understand this, but you look in the mirror and you just think, okay, I got my primer, my foundation, my blush, my contour, and it's not right. Something's not right. It just doesn't look right. I just don't look pulled together. And no amount of powder is going to help, and no amount of me adding blush is going to help. It doesn't look right. And what Wayne suggested to do is go ahead, shake up your foundation, and go ahead and reapply just little dots of your foundation over everything. Get your damp beauty blender and blend it in, and don't just like blend it in for like 30 seconds or a minute. Take 2 minutes and press your new application of foundation on your face. And what happens is that your face comes together, the blush you already have on peeks through the new application of foundation, and so does your contouring, so does your concealer, and wow, you look in the mirror and it's like, that's it. Now I'm all put together, and then a little bit of setting spray or rose water and you're out to the races. But that is the very best tip I ever got, I think, from anybody when it came to makeup. And I use that tip every single week. You know, years ago, there were wonderful people on YouTube, and I did watch them occasionally, but I don't know, the ones I'm talking about today are the ones that truly affected my life. And I don't know, not only did they give me great advice and great tips, but they also shared a lot about their life and themselves.
I'd love to see them release a shirt like this on December 20th. Like, you have 10 days of endless opportunities to fix your sad little life.
I thought I saw you through the window.
A couple weeks ago, I had so much fun with a giveaway. I am giving away 2 bottles of my very favorite product of 2018. It's a fantastic vitamin C serum. So I am going to go ahead and draw the winners right now. And if you remember 2 weeks ago, I asked you to be eligible. You had to name what your favorite musician was. And thank you so much for all of you that entered, and for all of you that shared you know, your musical love with me. That was just, it was so cool. So, well, let's go draw the winners for the vitamin C, and congratulations to the winners. You know, I don't know why I don't do videos on what I got for Christmas, because I think they're so adorable. But I did get something for Christmas that I wanted to share with you. My son Chris got me one of those DNA tests from Ancestry.com. He bought a kit for all of us, and it was so thoughtful because I have never known who my father was. I never even saw a picture. My mama obviously did not want to tell me who my dad was. I mean, her story would change, you know, throughout the years. Like, he was an astronaut. He was an architect from Georgia. He was a bus driver from Grand Rapids. I mean, she didn't want to tell me, obviously. But I know she knew. Anyway, my mom did the best she can, and this isn't about my mom. This is about, well, the only way I can describe it is like when you go through your whole life and you don't know who your father is. It's like you're reading the best novel you ever read in your life, and you get to the end and the last 3 pages are ripped out. So you never know the whole story. You never feel like you could put the pieces together. You feel incomplete. So it's profound. You know, I filled up the vial with my DNA and I put it in the box, and I went off to the post office, and as I got ready, you know, to put it in the mail slot, I started to cry. I had a meltdown. I had a complete meltdown. And that's not like me. And it was as if I realized that the Ancestry.com, I mean, they're going to find out where my father was from. They're going to prove to me I actually had a father. And they're going to show me where he was from. And they might even match me up with other children that maybe he had. I mean, it's the reality. I mean, I always knew in my mind I had a father, but I never felt it in my heart. It never was a part of my life or who I was or my identity. Nothing. I had zero, nothing. Now I'll have something. And that's a lot. So I'm excited. And I'm scared. And I'm everything. But I couldn't wait for the results without telling you about it. And if any of you have any kind of similar story, it would mean the world to me to hear it.
I thought I saw you through the window.
Look at the camera. Desi, look at the camera. Look at Tess. Is that the camera? Are those the people? Are we going to say goodbye to the people? Desi and I are matching today. We're both in red. So we're trying to cheer you up. I mean, it's the winter blues. Anyway, Desi had kind of a tummy ache yesterday, and I was kind of worried about him. I think he got into some carrots, and I don't think it agreed with him. But he's much better today. So we had some fun today. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging in there with us today, and I'm so glad you're here. And please have a wonderful brand new week, and when you're done with your week, come back and see us, okay? Okay, it's a deal.
I thought I saw you through the window.